You are currently walking past the most powerful weapon in the game every single time you reset Chapter 5. Most players are just rushing to the finish line to get ready for the update, but they are leaving the best loot behind. The developers of Blood of the Vainerim are known for hiding things in plain sight that change how the whole story works. With Chapter 6 dropping in just a few days, the pressure is on to find every hidden room and lore scrap left. If we do not find these secrets now, the next update might change the map or lock these items away forever. I spent 48 hours straight combing through every corner of the map to make sure we do not miss a single thing. We are talking about legendary gear, hidden boss fights, and story reveals that make the ending of Chapter 4 look like a joke. Get your character ready because we are diving deep into the darkest parts of the Vainerim world before the clock runs out. The first thing you need to realize is that the map in Chapter 5 is not just a straight path to the palace. Most people follow the main road through the Whispering Woods, but the real secrets start in the shadows of the old ruins. If you look at the map near the broken bridge, there is a small ledge that looks like it is just background art. But if you use your dash ability at the exact peak of a jump, you can actually land on a tiny stone platform. This platform leads to the Chamber of Echoes, a room that does not even show up on your minimap until you enter. Inside this chamber, you will find the first major secret, the shattered lens of the seer, which reveals hidden doors. This item is huge because it changes how you see the rest of the levels for the entire duration of Chapter 5. Without this lens, you are basically walking through the game with a blindfold on, missing at least 3 secret chests. Once you have the lens, you need to head back to the sunken village, which most players skip because it is annoying. The water there slows you down, and those mud crawlers are a total pain to fight when you are chest deep in muck. However, with the lens equipped, you will see a glowing blue faint light coming from the bottom of the village well. If you jump down there, you are not going to die from fall damage like the game usually makes you think. Instead, you will hit a hidden pool of water that opens up into an underwater cave system filled with high-level loot. I found a chest down there that contained the Crimson Plate boots, which actually let you walk on mud without slowing down. This makes the rest of the village a total breeze, and it saves you about 10 minutes of frustratingly slow movement. But the boots are not the real prize here. It is the stone tablet hidden behind the breakable wall in the back. This tablet tells the story of the Vainerim king before he went mad, which fills in a massive hole in the lore. It turns out the king did not start the war because he was evil, but because he was trying to stop something worse. This makes me wonder what the developers have planned for the boss fight in Chapter 6, if the king was the good guy. Now, we have to talk about the hardest secret to find in this entire chapter, which had the community stumped for weeks. In the middle of the Royal Library, there are 3 statues that look identical to the ones we saw back in Chapter 2. If you interact with them in the wrong order, a trapdoor opens and you get dropped into a pit of spikes. But if you look at the paintings on the wall, the eyes of the characters actually point you toward the correct sequence. It is a classic puzzle style, but the developers made the hints so subtle that most people just think it is flavor text. When you hit the statues in the order of left, right, and then center, the bookshelf in the back slides open. This reveals a hidden staircase leading down to a boss fight that is not even mentioned in the official quest log. This boss is called the Forgotten Archivist, and he is a total nightmare if you are not prepared for magic attacks. He uses spells that drain your stamina, making it almost impossible to dodge his massive book slam attacks. I had to try this fight 7 times before I realized that he is actually weak to the fire salt you find in the village. Once you beat him, he drops the master key, which unlocks every single locked iron door in the palace. This key is a game changer because it allows you to skip the entire stealth section in the palace gardens. Instead of hiding in bushes for 20 minutes, you can just walk through the side door and take the shortcut. But the problem is that the palace guards are now on high alert because you are not taking the path they expect. This creates a whole new challenge where you have to fight waves of elite knights in a very tight hallway. It is a high-risk, high-reward situation, because those knights drop the best crafting materials in the current version. If you can survive the hallway, you will reach the king's private study, which is the heart of the secrets. There is a letter on the desk that changes everything we thought we knew about the blood of the Vainerim. It mentions a second continent that we have never seen, suggesting the world is much bigger than the current map. This letter also triggers a secret cutscene that only plays if you have the shattered lens in your inventory. The cutscene shows a mysterious figure standing on the palace roof, watching your character as you explore the study. Who is this person, and why have they been following us since the very beginning of the game? I have a theory that this character is actually the narrator, but we will have to wait for the update to be sure. Beyond the lore, there is one final secret that everyone needs to grab before the update resets the seasonal rewards. Hidden behind the throne in the final room, there is a small lever that looks like a piece of gold trim. Pulling this lever opens a portal to a challenge realm where you have to fight clones of every boss from chapters 1 to 4. It is a grueling marathon of fights that will test every skill you have learned over the last 20 hours of gameplay. If you manage to clear all 4 waves without dying, you get the title of Vainerim Legend and a glowing cape. This cape does not just look cool. It actually gives you a 10% boost to all experience gained in the next chapter. Imagine starting Chapter 6 with a permanent XP buff while everyone else is struggling to level up their new gear. That is the kind of advantage that makes hunting for these secrets totally worth the time and effort. But you have to be fast, because the developers confirmed that this challenge realm will close when the update goes live. I spent all last night helping my friends get through this, and we noticed something very strange about the final boss clone. The clone of the Chapter 4 boss was wearing a different set of armor than he wore in the actual game. This could be a hint at a new gear set coming in the update, or maybe a sign that the timeline is changing. The developers love to mess with our heads like that, making us question what is real and what is a dream. Every time I think I have found everything, I find another loose floorboard or a wall that sounds hollow when I hit it. That is the beauty of this game. It rewards you for being curious and for not just following the objective marker. If you just play the game like a checklist, you are only getting about half of the experience you paid for. The real fun is in the mystery and the feeling of discovering something that most players will never even see. I'm still looking for the hidden merchant that supposedly appears only during the rainy weather cycle in the forest. Some players say he sells a map to a hidden island, but I have not been able to trigger his spawn yet. I have spent 3 hours just standing in the rain waiting for him, but so far I have had no luck at all. If any of you have found him, please let me know in the comments, because it is driving me absolutely crazy. There is also the matter of the locked chest in the starting area that nobody has been able to open yet. Some people think the key is in Chapter 5, but others believe we will not get it until the very end of the game. I have tried using the master key on it, but the game says the lock is too old and rusty for a normal key. This makes me think we might need a special tool, or maybe a specific spell to crack it open. Either way, the clock is ticking and the update is getting closer with every passing minute of the day. I want to make sure everyone who watches this is fully prepared to jump into the new content with the best gear. Do not be the person who starts Chapter 6 with basic armor and zero knowledge of the hidden story beats. Take the time now to go back through Chapter 5 and grab these items while they are still available to find. It might seem like a lot of work, but the payoff when you see the new cutscenes will be more than worth it. The feeling of seeing a secret you unlocked mentioned in the main story is one of the best parts of gaming. So, go back to those ruins, jump down that well, and solve those statue puzzles before it is too late. I will be right there with you, searching for that last hidden merchant until the servers finally go down for maintenance. Make sure you check your inventory for any items that might have hidden descriptions you missed the first time around. Sometimes the biggest secrets are not hidden in the world, but in the items you have been carrying the whole time. I found a ring that actually reveals hidden text on the loading screens if you wear it long enough. It is those little details that make Blood of the Vainerim one of the best games I have played in years. I cannot wait to see what Chapter 6 has in store for us. But for now, we have a job to do. Let's get back in there and finish what we started before the world of the Vainerim changes forever. Watch this video next to see how to beat the hidden boss without taking any damage.